Hello, my name is Matt Bird, and welcome to the PublishU podcast, where we explore the real life stories of authors from around the world. Today, I'm joined by Stian de Witt from Pretoria in South Africa, who's written a book called Retire Smart. Stian, welcome. It's great to see you.
Nice seeing you again, Matt.
Hey, tell us about you. Who are you? I mean, you live in this amazing country, South Africa, one of my favorite places to visit in all the world. But, what is it? Who are you? What do you do?
Sure. Yeah, I'm a businessman, a financial planner, certified financial planner by trade. But I'm executive head of a pension fund and financial planning business. We actually have offices in London as well,
Ah,
and
great.
a multinational business. But I'm a father and a husband, two kids. One's finishing school now, going to uni next year. The other one, we're struggling getting her through the last years of high school now. And then, yeah, I've been married to my wife for the last 25 years. So, and then we live outside, not in the hustle and bustle of Pretoria. We love the countryside. So we live about 25 k's on a 26 hectare small holding outside of Pretoria.
Oh, nice. Beautiful. I have visited Pretoria a number of times. I can picture that. And all that stuff about financial planning and all that finance stuff. I mean, for somebody who doesn't know, basically you help people plan their money for retirement or plan their money to have a good time. I mean, is that it?
Yeah, it's so well, I always joke about it and say when you walk away from a broker, someone that tries to sell you insurance, your broker, but when you walk away from a financial planner, you have a financial plan. So our goal is to make sure you have a proper financial plan and to make sure that you spend your money wisely and also tax efficiently, I must
Yeah.
add.
Very good. So I like that. You walk away from a broker, you're broker. You walk away from a financial advisor, you've got a plan. That sounds good to me. And how long have you been in this game? I mean, a few years or 10 years or
20, 23, 20, going on 24 years now.
wow. And you do
Mm.
quite a lot on television and stuff, don't you, in South Africa?
Yeah, I've been blessed that we have an incredible marketing team in our business, and one of my passions is to educate. So I'm quite often asked to speak on public television and radio, and had some materials published and stuff. So yeah, I've been asked to comment, especially when it comes to budget time in South Africa or tax time. They ask for comments on my side, and it's been a blast. I enjoy it because it's time for me to give back to the community and to actually help people and educate.
Yeah, yeah. Fantastic. And so, you've actually written a book called Retire Smart, and it's now globally published. It's available around the world, which is really, really exciting. Um, Tell me a little bit more about the book. I mean, what advice are you giving in the book? What's the headline?
So I think the first thing is it's not for someone planning to go to retire. It is for someone that is going into retirement. So, and the reason
Okay.
why we wrote the book is because in our business, we have about 300,000 pensioners and people going into retirement on a continuous basis. Not all at the same time, I must add. But we do seminars, and a lot of the content that we discussed in the seminars, people come to us and say, but you cram this stuff into a 1 2 day seminar. We don't know how do we get to more of this information. So that's how the idea of the book came about, that we said we wanted to give someone a bit of guidance, something to take home with, and also that year before you retire, you can actually start looking at information and find something that's relevant to you in your year of retirement.
Wow. So this is not for somebody planning long term for their retirement. This is a kind of a year out. I know this time next year or thereabouts I'm retiring, and
Yes.
this is the book to read, the seminar to go to, and the workbook to work my way through. Um, what are the three bits of headline advice you give in the books? I mean, we're not going to ask you to give it all away, but what are the three golden nuggets that you would say to anybody who's kind of a year out from retirement?
So my dad used to say, give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar, not what he asks. So it's very important that you plan your retirement properly around your tax. You can, and we give a lot of tips around how to structure your taxes. And the basic concept of the book in part of the one of two of the chapters is to go and say, how do you actually stretch your hard-earned money into retirement? Because there are a few things you can do, levers you can pull going into retirement, because we know a lot of people are going to be longer in retirement than the time they spend retiring or saving to retire. So you wanna make sure you stretch your money as far and long as and wide as possible in order to maintain yourself into retirement. So that's number one. The other thing which is really exciting is I wrote the book in collaboration with two specialists. The one is a medical specialist, the other one is industrial psychologist. So because I really believe that retirement is not, it's not just financial. There's other aspects of it. And we see a lot of the execs that go into retirement struggle when it comes to retirement with purpose, with significance. And you've had everyone run around and you gave orders and you had purpose because you had goals, you had budgets, you had timelines, and now all of a sudden you're sitting at home looking at your spouse thinking, okay, I can only play golf so many times a week. And you have to find purpose. So that one chapter is called Refire to Retire. And where the Marlies Barnard, the industrial psychologist, she actually assists with that. And the doctor, the medical doctor, he's an incredible guy, a good friend of mine. He actually, his claim to fame is he helped Dricus du Plessis, the UFC fighter, with his part of his recovery, and also assisted Sia Kolisi, the Springbok captain, with some of his recovery when he had his injuries. So he's actually a sports doctor, but he specializes also in men's health and let's call it mature individuals' health. So incredible guy. He almost died. The doctors told him, "You have 3 months to live, or 3 weeks to live, actually." And he is, because of a heart condition and everything was turned around. So all of that experience we're getting into the book.
Wow. Amazing. I like that. Refire to retire. Um, so I guess you're saying just find a new purpose in your retirement.
Absolutely.
Because yeah, we spend our working lives very driven, very focused, very outcome orientated, and moving from that to nothing is probably not advisable.
No.
So finding fresh purpose, I really like that. Refire to retire. You heard it here first. You'll read it in the book. How exciting is that? Um, and Stian, when did you first think, I want to write a book about this? What was it? When did this idea first trigger for you?
So Matt, when you and I had the discussion, we met each other, well, probably about 7, 8 years ago in
Yeah, yeah.
Hatfield or in Pretoria. You had a coffee shop. There was a coffee shop called Cafe Bayridge, which unfortunately
Oh,
closed down. We
oh,
had a coffee there, and our journey started. And then you obviously approached me and said, "Listen, let's talk about your book." And I initially had another idea for another book that I wanted to write, and started the whole process, and then made a complete U-turn on it and realized this book is a major issue currently, and something that in our business that we can utilize to help people change people's lives. Because we say, there's two things we measure ourselves: how many lives do we touch and how many lives do we change. So
mm,
this book is actually a tool for us to touch and change people's lives. That's what it's about.
mm. Amazing. And yeah, and what you did the writing my book course with me, of course.
Yep.
What did you draw from that you found most helpful?
The one thing that really helped me was that accountability. I've always been someone. with a lot of self-discipline and self-drive and everything, but I always have 15,000 things to do. And and you know, it was just that thing of getting together on a bi-weekly basis and saying, okay, stay accountable to what we committed to this, you've done it. Because in COVID, I tried to write a book, and it just, it just never came about because I didn't have that accountability, that camaraderie of the team, all the other authors sitting around the table and sharing their struggles and their insecurities. I think that was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So the accountability and the I like that, the camaraderie of journeying with others, writing their first book as well. And and with this book, you're also publishing a workbook, which is really exciting, that sits alongside it. And yeah, and people who attend the seminars you're delivering can work their way through. So
Yes.
it's really exciting. So, we touched on this a little bit, but what is, you talk about lives touched and lives impacted? What are the, in what practical ways do you think this book will impact lives? What is your hope for it? Your highest hope?
My highest hope is that when someone reads this book, they will walk out of it and understand what are the framework they have to apply when going into retirement.
Mm,
And whether they talk to me or to anyone in our business in NMG as a financial planner or any financial planner out there, someone to guide them, that they have almost a yardstick or a guiding tool to say, listen, if I look at my retirement, I have a framework,
mm.
and it can guide me on this process. It's not this deep dark hole I'm getting myself into, um, and and just giving people some practical stuff, because I'm really practical in the book. After every chapter, there's practical guidelines of what you can do and things you need to do to establish out of that portion, because we're also touching on stuff like estate planning and things like that, but practical, workable, actionable steps that you have to take after each chapter is very important to me.
Amazing. So, guys, if you're approaching retirement in the next year-ish, you need to read this book, Retire Smart. Stian, I just want to thank you for joining us today, and thank you all for listening to the PublishU podcast, where we explore the real life stories of authors from around the world. If you are interested in becoming an author like Stian, please reach out to us. www.publish, the letter U, publishu.com. We'd be delighted to speak with you. And if you enjoyed this broadcast, make sure you subscribe for more. Thank you so much for joining us, and goodbye for now.